Was it?
Put him wake up with a cold or like a cold sweat.
Mamma mia! Mamma mia! Mamma mia!
So he's gonna be like,
Now
"Hey,
you know
man, you want
that-
to go get some Italian tonight?" But he's gonna be like, "Yeah, mamma mia!"
In the bathroom later.
But you know, now the next family holiday when your grandmother's there, she's gonna say it without. She's just gonna say, "Mamma mia!"
No.
No. Oh God!
Hi, Justin. We're live.
Okay.
Ooh.
All right. Psst. Hey, you. Hey, I got a secret. This is episode 28 of Same Person Radio. Don't tell no one. My name is Justin. This is already the stupidest one yet.
Yeah, that's real dumb.
All right, we're just gonna scrap that. That's
My God! Just
We scrap it, or are we just gonna start? Let's just start.
introduce us, please.
All right. So that creepy ass motherfucker. That's Justin. And then we got Brandon. And
joining me is the White Panther, Brandon.
What?
episode 28 of Same Person Radio.
Stephen the Hammer Galvin.
That was not. I never came up with that White Panther idea. Just make that clear.
We've been telling
Nice.
White Panther.
Oh my God.
And then we got Tony
I
Brown.
despise all of you.
Mamma Mia Brown.
Mamma Mia, Tony Mamma Mia Brown.
He's the Black Italian.
Hey, Tony.
Hey, Tony, this is episode 28. Hey, Mamma Mia.
Good God.
There's no
What have I
salvage.
done?
All right, let's move on.
We're
have I
done
done?
now. Episode 28 of Same Person Radio. Welcome to anybody who's listening. Thank you for listening. We appreciate you guys listening. If you still are, don't know who would be, because I don't even think Mark listens anymore. So,
Considering we haven't edited the last 3 yet.
oh yeah, Josh might be on. Yeah. Nobody listens to fucking audio version anymore because Justin's a slacking ass.
Watch this train
Are we gonna
wreck.
get a live texting today? Wait, are we gonna get live texting?
I don't know.
Text question?
Josh might be sleeping. He's sick.
So he in bed though, so he can get on the internet though.
He's got the strep.
Ugh.
But he can text though.
He could probably text. You're right. He could probably text. All right. So let's get into the news since we've missed a week. I blame Justin. What do we got first? So Star Wars Battlefront 2, the train wreck that has been with EA, turned off microtransactions completely due to fan feedback and Disney getting involved. Brandon, we kind of talked about Disney and Star Wars Battlefront 2 a little bit today.
Yeah.
I guess we don't want to spoil anything. Although,
Yeah, I mean, well, then again, are they ever going to actually play the campaign? So would they ever?
Justin, would
No,
you ever play the
spoil
campaign,
it.
or do you care about spoilers?
Don't just a spoil. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I will probably play it at some point, but I don't care. That's fine. You can.
Okay, so basically, they kind of
Wait! Spoiler alert for anybody listening or watching.
yeah. Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Blah, blah.
Can I guess? Can I guess the ending?
Sure.
Does she turn into a good guy, or do they keep her as a bad guy?
Oh, that happens
In the
very
ending, that's
early
like-
on.
That's early on.
That's like after
Does she
like.
turn into a good God?
So the first thing is, towards the end, like one of the missions is a big galactic like space battle that happens on Jakku, which explains why there's a big ass
Bless you.
Star Destroyer. God damn it!
Jesus Christ! Jesus.
God damn it! I'm not gonna be able to say that anymore. So basically, explains why there's a big ass Star Destroyer on the planet that Rey is like salvaging parts and stuff from. The second thing is, towards the end, you get to play as Kylo, and you basically use his little mind controlling force powers or whatever to read someone's mind, and that gives him the information to go to the very first scene, interrogating that one guy.
In The Force Awakens.
Yeah, in Force Awakens. Then the final thing is, which I can't see how they're okay with doing this, but like they basically tease that the main character, Iden, the main chick, whatever, she is Rey's. They tease that she's Rey's mother.
What?
Oh, look at that reaction!
Yeah.
Look at Justin's
That
reaction.
is.
Well, goddamn.
Well, I guess he's a known actor. I mean, they guess they could just bring her. They could age her up a little bit.
That's like you have to age her
Yeah.
up. She
I
looks
mean,
younger than Ray currently, in my opinion. They're
Well,
the same age.
why would you have to raise her age up if they show a flashback?
Yeah, I mean,
True.
that's all they really
I mean,
need.
they might. I mean, if they ever wanted her actually in the. I mean, like, oh,
Yeah.
here's my mother. Oh, here's my mother.
But who's
Yeah.
the father?
Well, no, you know who the father is too. It's the guy. So the guy who's being interrogated at the end of the game by Kylo is her love interest in the game, and so you assume that he's the father as well. And that's why it's teased, is because Kylo brings up him leaving the rebels because of a daughter.
Mm.
So that's what the spoiler is. And then we were talking earlier today about how that's most likely why Disney got involved, is because Disney has this plan with that storyline, or if they had a plan with the storyline of why they wanted to get involved.
Yeah. So
Besides obviously the
Mm.
fact that it's all bad news, you know.
right. So I mean, like,
Because it has to do good.
yeah, exactly, because they want the information out there.
Yeah, because that's a pretty big thing that a lot of people will miss because they won't play Battlefront 2.
Right. Exactly.
Right. That's a pretty huge deal, I think.
So that's what we were talking about, how, like, because Battlefront 2 is getting the free DLC for The Last Jedi, where we're getting Finn and we're getting Captain Phasma and some other stuff. So people are expecting potentially
Yeah, because
something to happen, so.
because like I said, the game ends in present time with and like I said, the last mission you're playing as Kylo.
So wait, does she die? The main girl, the main girl. Okay.
No, so another thing is like they're on this like specific planet where the Emperor left like some of his like weird treasures that no one really knows why they're there. And the supposed father is there hiding or something like that. And that's where Kylo finds him. He leaves him to, instead of killing him, he leaves him to a general who's like the kind of sort of the main villain in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And the main general is like, what do you, like the soldiers are asking, what do you want to do with him? He's like, leave him. And they're like, she's going to come after him if you do. And she's like, I'm hoping for it. So obviously she's still alive and meant to be important.
interesting.
So microtransactions.
Yep.
Yeah. Also, the main general, Tony, is Quentin Lance.
Wait, that's a black guy, right? I always forget his. Wait,
No,
wait.
Quentin from the Arrow.
Detective Lance, Captain
Detective
Lance.
Oh, wait, I'm thinking of like that. I don't know why I'm thinking of Riddick. Is it Riddick? What's this? This is bullshit. God.
From
The Wire.
Yeah.
I think his name's like Riddick Lance. Isn't his name like Riddick? God damn. Yeah. What's his name? I think it's like Riddick Lance. I don't know why.
Justin, is Melissa talking to Mark on Xbox?
Yes.
Tell Mark to shut the fuck up.
Lance Riddick. That's what threw me off for a second.
You're thinking of Zavala.
Yeah.
You thinking of Lewis Riddick?
Lance Riddick. It's Lance Riddick.
We're just gonna keep naming actors.
You're thinking of Samuel Jackson.
All right. Number 2 on the news before we get
Wait, we
off
never
topic here.
Wait, we never really dug into the microtransaction. We just talked about the story.
Like, what are you?
And then,
Well, we talked.
then he got involved because of the.
We talked about the microtransactions last time. Like we
Did
talked
they?
about the actual
At that time,
microtransactions.
but at that
When we
time,
talked about it, they
cut it
hadn't
out. They
shut
didn't
it
cut
down yet. So now they've been completely cut out.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they have to bring it back sooner or later. Like maybe more cosmetic, or maybe it'll be specifically certain items that I don't know that don't give an advantage. I don't know.
EA has said that they don't want to get rid of microtransactions. Like they don't think that they're not going to get rid of them. They're just going to retool them, but they are going to still have microtransactions, and it will most likely not just be cosmetic. So,
you think that's really going to change anything? Don't you think people still crying, complain?
no, but I think for a month or so, Disney doesn't give a fuck anymore. So EA can just go back to screw the game up.
Yeah,
I think that's honestly what it is.
I mean,
okay.
Sorry, go ahead.
Okay. Can I go on a slight tangent? Oh, sorry, Justin. Go ahead. I'm going to go on a tangent. I'm going to make you get all three on a tangent. So go ahead, Justin.
Plus, by then, people have been probably able to play the game enough. So even if you spend money, it's probably just to get you up to where people are that have been playing for the past 2 months, whatever.
Yeah. The other issue is that now since London and certain states in America are like considering it as gambling, they might have to. I mean, if certain things happen, they might have to get rid of it. I don't know.
Well, by the time that something were to go into effect or into a law, there's going to be so many appeals and stuff that there's going to be Battlefront 3 by that time.
Yeah, that's probably true.
So,
yeah.
All right, Tony, tangent. Go ahead.
Like this, I'm asking you guys. This is a Destiny question. Well, what's going on with Destiny right now? I saw something today about. I guess this. I'm not trying to troll. I'm really curious. I was like,
damn,
I saw a quick article. I saw a quick article about something's wrong with like the leveling or like because there's supposed to be like a stream today for the DLC or whatever, right? But they canceled it or whatever.
Instead, they did.
So what's going on?
Nothing.
What happened?
You were just bitches. No, I was kidding. No, okay. So I was reading all your stuff earlier in the group text, and I feel like the only real issue is that they didn't create enough like actual rewarded content to start with. Like the amount of like engrams and stuff like that I get compared to Destiny 2 is by far more. It's just that a lot of it is the same stuff. Yeah, sorry, Destiny 1.
Okay.
Like that's I feel like is the biggest issue. Like I still have a lot of fun when I play it. Like I don't know.
When you play with somebody. So there was say 30 weapons in Destiny 1, but you could have 10,000 different possibilities of roles with the weapons, whereas in Destiny 2 there's 45 weapons, so there's more weapons, but they have the same static roles.
Yeah. See, and then
when you get one weapon, you can't. If you get another one, it's literally there's nothing different about it.
Yeah, and I understand like how some people can be upset about that, but it's like how many of us were actually like constantly going for that perfect role and not just playing with whatever weapon we were? You lying like shit.
But here's the thing.
I did.
You may have been doing it, but you never used anything different.
Exactly.
Not PvE. No, in PvE I always use Hung Jury, but I mean, like I went for the Grasp of Malik all the time. Like when that was the Nightfall, people would run it 30 to 40 times to try and get a roll like that. That was just something that was fun to do. Plus that was fun Nightfall. Like they don't have fun Nightfalls. One, because they literally only have like 4 fucking perks for the Nightfall, and it's been on the same rotation since the game came out. They've literally had, I think, like 6 different Nightfalls. So with weekly, strikes at end game level, and they've been the same. It's been the same 6 in a row, but like rotated.
Plus,
basically, the replayability of Destiny 2 right now is in the shitter, and that's what people are mad about.
Yeah, basically, they gave you less things. But actually, the one thing that kind of like was the tipping point is that you'd gain experience, and behind the scenes, they were throttling it. Like so, basically, if you're doing an activity over and over and over again to kind of like grind out experience, they were they were giving you less and less experience, but the screen still told you were getting the same amount.
Yeah.
So people were kind of like pissed off, like, wait a minute. Yeah. You were making it look like you were getting, like you were actually getting like, say, 300 XP, but you were only getting like 150. Like that's not actual numbers, but I'm saying like that was what was kind of happening. The screen was telling you, oh, you're getting the same amount of XP as always, but behind the scenes you weren't. And they kind of admitted it, and then people were kind of like, well, what the fuck? Like,
and people were mad because like they ran the promotions with Pop-Tarts, extra in-game XP. So people would literally go buy Pop-Tarts just for that particular thing. And then, but people felt that they were being lied to because they weren't getting that full effect. Like they weren't really getting.
Although today in their blog post, they kind of made it seem like that wasn't affecting it. Like if you were using one of those buffs, you were still getting the same amount of extra XP as you would have or something.
Well, you still got the same amount of extra, but it was still lower.
Right. I think they were kind of trying to shuffle that under the rug real quick.
Yes,
they were. Touched on it for a second, like, oh, if you had this buff because of something, then you were still getting extra, blah blah blah, blah. And then they just moved on right away. But basically, today they kind of announced a bunch of. I wouldn't even say a bunch of. They announced some changes that they're doing because a lot of people right now that either played in Destiny 1 and then came over to Destiny 2, or just people that picked up a Destiny 2 and got bored with it really quick are kind of like, oh, I thought this game was kind of like an 08, like almost this game was more like a hobby than an actual, just like a game you play and then move on from. So a lot of people were kind of upset. So they announced a few things, like they're changing, like he was saying with the weapons, but they get another.
What happened?
He froze.
Is Justin the one who froze?
Yeah, great. Justin's the one who froze.
I was like, wait, did something happen to my computer?
Yeah, I was just saying, because sometimes this happens to me. Like you guys will keep talking and it'll freeze, but nothing happened for you guys.
Completely froze. So basically, the moral of the story is Destiny 2 had the replayability is really low. People got really upset about it, and so Bungie's trying to fix it, but their communication's been lacking, and they're trying, but I don't personally think that it'll be enough to pull everyone back out. But they are working towards stuff. So
let me ask you another question. I really threw you guys on a tangent. So right now, what's the game that does what Destiny is supposed to do, if that makes any sense? Wait, what's the the gold standard? Like, for instance, I'm like, what's the gold standard for Injustice and Mortal Kombat? You would say Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter, whatever. What's what am I trying to say? A lot of people complain about Destiny 2, but what do they take using as an example? Oh, this is what should be done. This is what this game should be like.
Destiny 1.
Destiny 1 all the way at the final, Taken King, all that, to that point.
Yeah. So what people I think were expecting is that where Destiny 1 left off, Destiny 2 should literally have been, even if they called it Destiny 2, it should have been a giant expansion. They should have taken where Destiny 1 was at its end stage before Destiny 2 came out, and then put Destiny 2 content in it. Is basically what people kind of wanted. Some of the changes were welcome that they brought in Destiny 2, but they changed so much from Destiny 1. And it's not fun anymore. Like Brandon and I were playing Crucible the other night, but that was the first time I'd played in a month and a half. And I was pretty sure that was the first time he played in a while. And it just isn't as fun anymore because it doesn't feel as rewarding. Okay. Whereas Destiny 1 felt rewarding. So, but end game, I don't know, what would you say would be the end game for Injustice? What?
Well, I wasn't saying just comparing them, but I'm just thinking I always see people complain about Destiny not having a lot of stuff to do and not being people almost feel like they didn't not getting their money's worth with it. But I'm trying to find out what's the game that they reference to say, oh, this is a game I can constantly play for months and years and always have something new to do.
Honestly, it was Destiny 1, but it wasn't even it wasn't even that it was new to do. It was just that you could continuously do stuff and get rewarded for it in various ways. And so while Destiny 1 had a 3-year lifespan, they did obviously come out with content over time, but because of where it was at towards the end, that's what people were hoping Destiny 2 was going to be. He went back to the beginning of Destiny 1 where it was very vanilla. But let me see. Yeah.
So 2.5, 3 years from now, Destiny 2 will probably be what Destiny 2 should have been now.
Yes.
Basically. And then that cycle is going to repeat itself for 3, probably.
Maybe. Bungie has actually said that they're looking on from Destiny, which is
somebody else.
Which is something else that they said because they said that Destiny was a 10-year cycle, and that's only been 4 so far.
So this game's going to be the next 6 years of Yeah,
that's what you would assume. This is a website called Wasted on Destiny. In Destiny 1, I spent 1,900 hours playing that game.
Jesus Christ.
So that was a total of 79 days. So 79, and I think that number is actually low because I'm pretty sure at one point on another site that I looked up, it was over like 2,000.
God damn.
So I'm pretty sure I've played 100 full 24-hour days of Destiny 1 over the 3-year lifespan. Like that's how much money's worth that was. So what I say, 79. How much? Let me do this again. It was 79 days. Times that. Right, so 1,900. Let me do some quick math while we're. Hey, look, it's Justin.
Oh, yeah, that was really weird. But that's the second time that's happened tonight where like the router just like no internet. But the modem's fine. The router's just like no.
We're still talking about Destiny, so you can.
You're still talking about Destiny.
I'm sorry. Okay. Steven, go ahead, and we can wrap that up. I'm sorry.
So
I got you guys.
Yeah, that's right. So basically, for Destiny 1, for every $1 I spent, I got 19 hours worth of playtime.
Okay.
Jeez. For every $1 total of Destiny, which is about $100, right? But you go like if you were to look at Injustice right now, like how long you've played Injustice, how many hours do you think? Right, that's what I'm saying. Like Injustice is obviously a smaller game. You wouldn't have gotten 19 hours per $1.
No.
Most
I've gotten over my $60 worth of Injustice. Like I'm still playing it now, and I bought it in like May. But yeah, I'm not gonna get as much as you guys from Destiny. Well, Destiny 1.
So that's So like if you bought like a single player game like Horizon Zero Dawn, and then say that took you 25 hours to beat majority of the story or beat the whole story and some side missions. So that's $60, but you only played for 25 hours. So that's like 0.3 hours per $1 you spent or something like that, you know?
I mean, it's a different experience. It
is a different experience. But I mean, just that's what people are missing in Destiny 2 is that reason to go back and play. It's the big thing.
So you're saying right now you haven't gotten your money's worth? I mean, not compare. So like, let's take Destiny 1 out of it. With Destiny 2 right now by itself, you don't think you've gotten your money's worth as of right now?
My $60, I probably would say I have.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd probably say I would have.
If they literally like, oh, we're shutting the game down, I'd probably be like, all right, that's fine. I wouldn't feel like, oh, it's fine.
Yeah. Now I'd feel bad because I spent money on the DLC, and I haven't got the DLC yet. But for normal $60, money's worth.
Okay.
So
right. That's why I just wanted to ask. I just saw that post online. I was like, huh.
Yeah. But that's why people are salty is because they're comparing it to Destiny 1.
Yeah.
So
it was a big deal that they canceled that too because they love those streams. Like those things they love to do. So for them to cancel that was pretty big deal.
Yeah. Wait, and it was just gameplay?
Well, yeah, because like the new expansion comes out Tuesday. Like, and that's the thing is like I don't know if you guys mentioned, but like Tuesday's a new DLC, and I feel like our group that usually plays, like no one even cares for the most. Like I know Tuesday will probably play, but none of us have really been like, oh, did you see this? This looks like it'll be fun, or like none. We haven't even finished the raid. We've never done it ever. Like we played it, but we've never finished it, which is nuts to really think.
I honestly have no desire to.
Yeah, I don't really either. I don't know why. It's just like, it's just because it takes multiple nights and it's just like a whole thing. I'm hoping that raid layer is a little bit nicer as far as time. I'm hoping something you can do in like a night.
Yeah. All right, we are way off topic and way off.
Sorry,
we got one news topic covered in 35 minutes.
My bad.
We're good. All right. Yeah. All right. Second thing. So Get Out. Who was it? Jordan Peele.
Yeah.
That did Get Out.
Yeah.
So that was nominated for a Golden Globe, which is fine, but it's been nominated for Best Comedy.
I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah. I mean, Jordan Peele apparently doesn't care, so I don't either.
I mean, there were some funny parts, but that's not a funny movie. Like that's not a comedy.
Now here's the thing: from the outside, I've not seen it yet. I thought it was a funny movie. Like I thought it was, but like I'm guessing if I saw it, I'd understand. But yeah, because like when people were like, oh, it got nominated for comedy and people were pissed about it, I was like, why isn't it supposed to be a comedy?
I mean, I can see why some people might be pissed because they're like, oh, it's undermining the whole message of the movie and stuff like that. But like I said, Jordan, the
Plus, I mean,
director
he-
and creator of the movie, said he doesn't care. So why should we?
Yeah, Justin.
That's the
it's
thing
like,
too. Is I think because of who he is.
Mhm. No, sorry, Steve. I was gonna say, Justin. It's like The Office sometimes has like really serious moments. Like it have like a kind of awkward, seriously moments. But like and it's like mostly comedy. Flip that for Get Out, where it's a mainly serious movie, but it has comedy.
It's
sprinkled.
right.
Like it has like a comic relief part in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. And it's not even like the Office type funny. It's literally like it's like a realistic type of funny.
Yeah, it's
like
not
if we were hanging out.
It's
If
not
we were
like
hanging out and something funny happened, that's what it would be like.
right.
Yeah.
It's not like what you expect from a normal, like kind of the humor from a normal horror movie where it's just like someone does something really stupid and you're laughing because how stupid they are. It's like it's an actual joke in the movie or
Right.
something like that.
Yeah.
Like there's a black guy and a white girl, so like he would make kind of out that, and then so that's what people would laugh about. Like that's the
Right, right.
comedy, you know.
Yeah.
I think the
I
other
didn't-
problem too is that it's Peel, and people know Peel from like
Yeah.
Peel and stuff, so they just assume it's supposed to be funny.
Mhm.
They fucked up. Either way, it should win, no matter what.
But yeah, what is it going against?
Side note
anyway?
on,
Like
I have no idea.
I honestly can't think of any other comedies that came out this summer. That
Daddy's
were,
Home too.
I know.
like it actually might legitimately.
Did you see the guy for Game of Thrones, the Ramin Djawadi, nominated?
I don't.
The guy who does the music for Game of Thrones, the music and the sound, he got nominated. He got nominated
okay.
for. He's been nominated for sound, something, whatever it is. So, Harley Quinn animated comedy series announced for DC streaming service, which is coming next year, 2018, which will join Young Justice and the live-action Titan show.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Also, sorry, just to add on to Harley Quinn. Apparently, she's supposed to appear in another movie next year, but they don't know what movie.
Aquaman.
I say that's the only movie I know that's coming out next year.
Like,
Right?
yeah, it's
I'm
like,
swimming. I'm swimming around.
this is honestly this is my biggest issue with DC.
I was just gonna say, yeah.
Like they like, oh, we're gonna have this guy and well, when and how. Like they have no actual planning at all.
Yeah, I kind of feel like they're going by the seat of their pants. Like I like Justice League a lot, but like there's nothing till Aquaman. And it's kind of like, oh, okay. And then like the other things like, oh, we have a Nightwing movie we're working on, and you got the director. And I'm like, what? There's not even a Robin. I'm like,
oh, yeah,
how's that gonna work?
And they're like, we're working on that Flash movie too, but we've already lost 2 directors, but it's okay. We're still moving along with that.
It's like, I know.
You still
And
like
then,
the show, right, guys? Okay.
Yeah.
like, we got the Batman movie, but Affleck might be gone. We might have to figure something out there. And we got a Cyborg movie. We don't know what we're doing with that yet. We got a Gotham Sirens movie. We don't know what we're doing with that. And
Yeah. Oh god.
and then it's like I don't know.
It's like, and then the
Sometimes,
spoilery for Justice League, and then but they've got the Legion
Yeah.
that they've announced, I guess, or I don't even know what the hell they're doing.
Learn that.
Like, why are they
I
doing
bet-
another Suicide Squad?
I bet they filmed that land scene for Justice League, and then after they were after they did it, they're like, all right, what's the Legion?
Yeah.
Like that's what they asked. They're like, who's Joe Manganiello playing? Like I don't even know.
Right, because the rumor was that Deathstroke
Goddamn.
was going to be the villain in Batman,
Batman,
the Batman
yeah.
movie. But
Yeah.
I mean, yes, he's technically like a Gotham villain, but he was more like the Titans and like Nightwing. Like he's more of their villain than Batman's ever. So I don't know why they would do that, unless I don't know. Just doesn't seem like
They don't know why they would do that.
There's like, wait, know who looks really cool? Deathstroke. Know who also looks cool? Batman. Let's have him fight. I think
Who
they're
else knows
trying to be
fighting?
so more
Deathstroke.
gritty. Because that's the thing is, I mean, are any of us recommending Justice League? I don't think any of us are this week. Yeah.
Somebody
Well,
was-
I thought did we already? No, we didn't.
No, we didn't do it last week.
No,
It came
we
out.
skipped last week.
I'll recommend it, but like I don't know. It's just Batman looked like the biggest bitch in that movie to me. like
All of them look like bitches except for Superman. 99% of the power from Justice League was Superman.
I thought
What about
Batman was
Wonder Woman?
fine,
She's
but I feel
strong.
like all of them, he looked like he was just getting his ass whooped constantly.
It did look like they depowered like him and Wonder Woman quite a bit.
Who? Wait, who
Yeah.
did you say? Who do
I
who
feel
did
like
they,
it did look like
who besides Wonder Woman? Who did they depower?
Superman. Because like somebody, I was reading somewhere they brought up a point like if you watch Man of Steel and you see how him and Zod fight,
Yeah.
like they basically tear a city
Yeah.
down. But like everything with Steppenwolf, it's like, oh, we're in a little building. I'm just knocking you. I'm hitting you. And you're just hitting the wall. You're not flying across the the
Right, yeah.
Russian town or whatever.
That's
You
true.
that could be explained that he's holding back. Like I mean, because they did want to point out that this is a new Superman. This is the more traditional, Superman, and I feel like that would be someone who would hold back a little bit more.
But they evacuated. There was nobody in that city. They got everybody out. Superman can be like, okay,
The city was already
Also, I mean, like even though you say he held back, he also manhandled them pretty much. Like the only time
Yeah, I know.
Steppenwolf had an advantage is when Superman left again to go help the civilians.
Yeah, that's
The other thing too is
Well,
this.
no,
Something to go
y'all can't
on.
be Darkseid.
This is something to go along with Brandon said. Like literally, they were like Steppenwolf mentions Darkseid once. It's like no, so like he exists, but we're not going to show you him, discuss anything with him, nothing.
Yeah, it's
I read
that
something.
was-
Apparently,
that
wasn't in that
Whedon
thing he was.
versus Zack Snyder.
Yeah, wasn't in that the thing either you Steven or you Justin posted where like they said there is a scene. Wasn't there supposed to be a scene with him in it? Like
Yeah,
kind
that
of like
That was a Snyder thing.
No, he's supposed to be in that
Snyder
back-
had a scene.
yeah
Yeah, when Steppenwolf went up
in the
like
flashback.
thing, they were supposed to look up, and then Darkseid was up there, like in the they could look up the tube. They stood in it, and he was staring down.
he's just like-
"Ah."
He's just like, hey,
Sweet.
who's in my boob joke? Who's in my boob joke? Hey,
like Mama,
Mama, Mia.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, like I like Justice League.
I really like Justice League, but I just
I like
I
there's,
just
I
didn't
mean,
know
there's
him
things
here.
I can nitpick, but like I liked it overall. It's just seriously feels like they don't know where the hell they want to go.
because if you see the list of movies that they've discussed, it's like so big, but none of them like win. Well, like oh, Black Adam's gonna be in Suicide Squad 2. Wait, what? When's that coming?
Yeah.
And they're just like, well, Shazam,
Sometime.
we casted that. And it's like, what do you cast these people for? They just like in the universe, this guy is Shazam. All right, so when we get to the point, we have the guy for it.
Right. Exactly. They're like, do they like earn money by creating hype?
Get hype.
Well,
That
I
seems
feel
like all they've done actually is
if you think about like Dwayne Johnson has been cast as like Black Adam, I feel like for forever, and he hasn't been in
Yeah.
anything yet.
like and I liked how like at first he was the villain for Shazam, and then all of a sudden it was like, oh, he's more of he's like I don't know, he's like his own standalone character if you think about
They'll do a
it.
standalone Black Adam movie, and I'm like, oh, now he's gonna be in Suicide Squad 2, and it's like, what?
He's almost
They're like,
a
we
hero.
got the
if you
rock. We
think
gotta
about
use
it.
him. We gotta use like shit. We got the rock. We gotta use it wherever we can.
Put him in everything.
Oh god.
They have
He
no
might be the new
idea.
Batman. If you smell what the night's cooking,
Smell what the night is cooking. Jesus. All right.
to be
All
fair,
right.
I can complain about Marvel
We
movies
gotta
too,
move.
but we need to move on.
I don't have a mind fuck. You're mind fuck.
That one only took 10 minutes.
How about we just skip Mindfuck, because my Mindfuck's not even that mindfuckery.
All right. What's your mini mind explosion?
My mini Mindfuck, I'll just say it. Like, so there's a game called Star Citizen. You can buy like plots of land in it. I don't know if it's actually in our solar system, because they were saying that plots of land that don't exist. So I'm wondering if they're talking like, oh, because actually I don't really know much about the game. I just saw the story today. So what I'm guessing is like you can buy like plots of land on the moon. And it's like for like real world money though. It's not like in-game money.
What?
I believe it's like microtransactions. Like, oh, you want a plot of land on Mars, like or planet or whatever? It's like it doesn't actually exist, but you're spending money so you can set up your thing there. It's like I don't know. It's kind
I'm
of like
paying real money to make the colonize a fake planet.
Motherfuckers can't even buy houses, and these motherfuckers are buying plots of land in a video game.
Actually, I have a
You have a
sort of. It's not really a mind fuck. It's more actually the game itself is supposed to be a mind fuck. But I don't. Have you guys heard news or like anything about Hellblade? Senua's Sacrifice.
Yeah.
About what?
on PlayStation 4.
Yeah, so this game, it's designed to lie to you, to make you
It's like you have schizophrenia or something.
simulate mental illness.
Oh wow.
So it literally like wants to fuck with your mind throughout the game.
Damn.
It's
That's
pretty cool.
weird.
Yeah,
So the game is a mind fuck.
yeah, exactly.
Basically.
Also, did you see that Fortnite's suing a minor for cheating in the game? Yeah.
How did he cheat?
I don't know. He did something. He hacks or something, and they're like, "Yeah, we're suing you." And then I saw that his mother responded, like, "You can't do this."
His mother responded.
We're broke.
You can't sue
We're
my
broke
son.
as fuck.
Maybe
Billy
maybe
can't
he's
afford
not
shit.
cheatable.
He doesn't even play Nintendo.
Mom, it's Xbox.
Shut up, Billy.
Why are always little kids' names Billy when they're made fun of?
Yeah.
Billy and shit.
what
Billy
do you know
ever did
any
you?
little kids named Billy? No, nobody has a kid named Billy anymore.
I got a
Yeah,
rant. Speaking of
doing that.
You wait that hold that rant, bro. Your hand went up.
Yeah, because I don't think anybody actually has one, so they'll save it.
That's your rant for the day.
okay,
All right.
it's more. I'm gonna
Did you see Tony's hand went up though? Like,
Yeah, it's like,
oh
I
Lord,
was like,
oh Lord.
Somebody's about to get blessed.
You got me
hashtag-
All right,
fucked up.
let's keep this going. Let's keep this.
All right. So in January 2018, Marvel Comics are going to be introducing an after credit style in their comics that's starring Wolverine. So basically, like the movies where there's an after credit scene, there will now be an after
Credit scene.
After comic scene?
after
So you mean
comic scene?
epilogues. So you mean epilogues?
It's more like instead of primer pages, it's like ender
Fucking
pages.
comics have been-
Yeah.
I feel like comics have been doing this for a while anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, and yeah, it definitely. I mean, it makes sense, business wise, because I mean, it's like you know, they're gonna be in all the comics that like they want you to like get into, like not the ones that are popular and everyone's reading. They're gonna be the ones that are like, hey, you should read this because it's a good story, but also at the end you get to see Wolverine with something.
Right. Because this
Right.
is a $5.99 comic as opposed to a $2.99 comic. So
Yeah.
you should buy this one.
So it's I mean, like whether or not it works out to in the public eye is remain to be seen. But and like the business aspect is pretty smart. So
Yeah, I like it. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Mainly because ever since Legacy, I don't know what the hell's going on with Wolverine. They're like, here's Wolverine. All right, see you later. Never gonna mention that
was there
again.
more issues of Legacy, or is
Huh?
that it? Was that it for Legacy?
What do you mean?
Like, was it just the
What?
one issue?
yeah.
Yeah.
There was
Okay.
like a
But
kind of
at
Like
the end of
Rebirth, had
Legacy,
Rebirth.
yeah. At the end of Legacy, though, they like show the characters and like you can follow Captain America
Mhm.
it's
in,
not like a
this
jumping
comic.
around,
And,
And then, as I was telling you guys earlier,
Did
Supposedly-
everybody freeze? We good? No,
Every-
everybody's
yeah.
just sitting
Yeah, you froze for a second. Steven.
Yeah.
still. My shit's freezing.
Damn, me and Brandon, we still kicking.
Right.
it just both drop.
Wait, Steve,
now?
you said something about like
What?
you just you just said something about legacy. You mentioned something else.
Oh, I was gonna transition into the next news topic.
Oh.
But then I heard Justin talking and I didn't.
You just
I didn't know if he was
decided to
done.
shut up before everything goes to shit again.
Okay. I was gonna say, speaking of comics, we're moving into the X-Men comics. So we talked last episode about X-Men Red that's coming out, which is like blue and gold, but the team led by Jean Grey. And now they're going to be coming out with another ongoing X-Men title to be added to that. Probably X-Men Rainbow, and it's filled with gay characters.
I like it. Stop. That's all I gotta say.
Can why they had to change? I don't know if I mentioned this last time. Why they had to
Yeah,
change her costume? Her old costume is perfectly
Wait.
fine.
Oh no, you didn't
All
mention
right,
that.
I'm done.
Wait, how is it? It's not even really that different.
Her costume looks completely different. Like I'm
Yeah.
thinking like dark. Her costume looks
Yo,
completely
you're thinking of
different.
Phoenix, like
I mean, Jean Grey.
you're
Even
thinking of the
old
Phoenix
Jean
costume, not the actual Jean Grey costume.
No, her costume is green, like the green and yellow.
That's Phoenix.
Green and
The
yellow.
Phoenix, no, the Phoenix chain. Wait, hold on. Let me see.
The old Jean Grey is like blue and
Are you
orange.
talking about? Are you talking about the X-Men
God
Red
damn, you're
Jean
right.
Grey
God
look,
damn.
Tony?
Yeah, you're
right?
kind of right. But no, it still looks.
The
So
the
this is what-
Phoenix.
But I still think I still think the new it to me it looks nothing like. Wait,
For me, it's not even the new costume; it's the new art style. It's for something about it does not look right.
This is what the X. If you look at my screen while
Yeah.
I'm talking, this is what the X-Men Red looks like. Like she
That
looks
kind-
like she has literally like that looks like a Sentinel costume.
Yeah, it's like
To
it's
me.
a little more armor is all.
Mm,
Yeah, I like your I like yours, Tony. I like it.
Also, whoever did that artwork is really good. Like that one
Yeah,
is.
that one's fine. I think it's a variant cover though.
Although, well, so the cover is that by the actual artist of the comic, or is that just another variant, or is that just because sometimes like random artists will do the actual cover, but it's not the actual artist of the comic.
That I don't know. That's what I was wondering myself. Because I haven't actually seen any, like
That-
wait a minute. Actually, I think
That's
there
not
was-
green. That I don't know what you're looking at, Tony.
looks like the '90s costume.
Yeah.
They should just give her costume the Phoenix costume.
Hold on, I can actually pull it up because they actually put like a preview panel in the previews this week, didn't they? Yeah. Although now that I'm looking at it, it's not bad. Like this is if you look at my screen, you can see that's what the actual art in the comic looks like. So that's not bad actually.
That looks a little better. That looks a little better.
Yeah.
It looks
It's
a little
almost
bit better.
Like
doesn't
it's
it?
almost like a more refined, like vibrant version of like Old Man Logan's art.
Yeah, because like
style.
here's another quickie one while you're looking.
Ooh, a quickie.
A quickie.
That looks pretty good.
Yeah, that looks a lot better than the cover. Because like when they were revealing like the cast or whatever,
Mhm.
the cover didn't look so great. I was like, oh,
It'll be all right.
you'll be fine.
Still gonna read it.
Half time
All
to just read the words anyway.
Infinity War. That trailer though.
Ooh,
I actually I've only watched it
Look
twice.
fine.
I need to watch it again.
I watched it 5
I need
times today. Like literally, there's a few times where I'm just like, oh, I'm waiting for my computer to start up. I guess I'll just watch that trailer again.
Yeah.
It's like a fine wine.
Tony, I
like I
already
already
watched
made-
it once.
Huh?
You ain't
I say I've only watched it once too.
really.
Yep.
And you gave it the best remarks, Steven.
I know. I only needed one.
I think the problem is exactly what Brandon said. There was just so much going on that after the first one, I was like, "Oh, okay, like that's fine, nothing too crazy, but that's all right."
It
It was okay.
wasn't really that much. I think it was a lot of different like but I don't think really that much was going on when you really think about it.
Yeah,
There's Tony Stark,
nothing I didn't
Doctor
expect.
Strange, and Captain America, and like Black Panther and Bucky and Black Widow and all of them. It's like there's two different teams. It's basically just two separate areas.
I don't know. I mean, like, but then you also see, I guess the Pitchfork or whatever that from I can't remember his name, Proxima, I think.
Mhm.
I think that's her name, Proxima Midnight or whatever. She's the one that has that, right? Or is it the other guy, the
I think one
I
has
think
a
you're
slight
thinking of
Goblin-looking
Aquaman.
guy? Huh?
I was getting ready to say Aquaman too.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to say
Also-
Pitchfork. Well, because like I can't. Is it 3?
Trident.
Think of the
Is
devil.
it a
Trident's 3. Yeah,
Well,
Trident's
I know a
3.
trident is 3, but I'm saying, was it 3 prongs in the movie in the trailer, or was it just 2?
You know I wasn't.
I'd have to watch again.
Live reaction. I was kidding.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So we got that, and then I don't even know if like what Black Panther was fighting was just like a minion, or if that was part. I can't remember if that's one of the actual characters from his Black Order.
It's a parademon.
That's racist.
We saw like someone with a scepter with what looked like Loki's scepter taking or trying to take Vision's crystal.
Mhm.
What else? We saw that.
Vision as a person, Vision without like Vision as
We
Paul
saw
Bettany.
Paul Bettany playing
As
Vision,
Vision.
playing Paul Bettany.
we saw
Mm.
we saw Thanos with the glove already had the power one, so we know Xandar's screwed,
R.I.P. Xandar.
and he was adding the Tesseract.
Also, we know that because everyone was wondering where the Soul Stone was. It's probably assumed it's in Wakanda because of that's where they're at.
Right.
So you'd assume it's there, and that's why this. We don't know her for sure, but you would assume because why else would he be there?
Yeah. Also, when Thanos punched like Iron Man, like I didn't think it would be possible, but it literally looks like a machine and dying right there. So, like just the way he like gets punched and it's just like
He needs some.
Maybe he's in a coma.
Yeah. Well, speaking
man.
so since the trailer was awesome, that was my recommendation. I'll cut to it now. I recommend you go watch the Infinity War trailer. So brings it into the topic that we teased 2 weeks ago about Marvel movies, or are they just fun, or are they two, and kind of what is the difference between those? So can you have a movie that is just fun, but it's not really a good movie? Can you have a good movie that's not really fun? And then obviously, can you have both? Like, do you think that exists in not only just Marvel movies, but movies in general?
I think they both exist. Like
Yeah.
you can have either or, because how many movies all of us like from like when we were kids or like just older movies prior to us being born that you're like, that is not good. But when you watch it, you're like, I'm having a shit ton of fun. Like I love it. Like I love
you
it. Like,
enjoy watching it.
Mhm.
So that's where the difference, I think,
yeah.
is.
What?
is
Sorry.
Well, I was just say, if you enjoy something, doesn't make it a good movie. Like to me, when people think of a good movie, you think of something that could be nominated to win an award. But then you have like
I feel like unless you're like a critic who has to like point out like mistakes and say that it's a bad movie because of those mistakes, like I feel like a fun movie and a good movie are the same thing. Like I mean, like,
but what if the movie's not fun?
and then going back to what you said, Tony, about like how there's some of the things that we used to watch and then you rewatch and it's like, oh, that's terrible now. I don't think that's what the Marvel movies are. Like I don't think we're gonna be watch them later sometime in the future and be like, man, these are really bad now. Like I think we'll still find them pretty fun and enjoyable.
Justin, do you have a thought?
Some of them.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think a movie has to be fun for it to be good. So like I don't think that's mutually exclusive that way. Like a good movie doesn't need to be fun. Like if you think a movie like Goodfellas, it's not like a fun movie, but it's a really good movie. But a movie, I think if a movie's fun, then it's almost at least a little bit good. Because I think where this kind of came up is Thor came out, and I feel like every critic was like, "Oh, it's such a fun movie," but then they gave it like a 7-ish, 8-ish kind of like rating. I feel like so it's like, well, I mean, it's still technically a good rating, but the best thing they could say about it was fun. So it's like, well, what does that actually mean? Does fun necessarily mean it has to be good, or is it just? I mean, I guess the thing is it's like if something's fun, then it probably means you enjoyed it. So at least on a personal level, it's good. But I think if you're going to like a critical level, like awards, then yeah, and it's not, something can be kind of crappily acted and not the best story. Like for instance, I'm not going to say Justice League is like the greatest movie ever, but I had a lot of fun watching it. So same thing with Thor. Like some of the jokes felt forced and some of them like at the wrong time. And it was a really funny, fun movie. But I'm not going to say like, oh, that movie should definitely be up for an Oscar. I definitely don't think that. Yeah. But so it's like I wouldn't say it's like, oh, it's an award-worthy movie, but I still would say it's good.
Yeah, I agree. And part of me thinks it's like that's not what Marvel movies need to be, Like
right.
They don't have to be something completely serious that's like trying to, like have some type of message.
Yeah. See, because I see that's what's the difference between Marvel and DC is Marvel's kind of trying to like not just get comic readers, but just get general casual people that want to go see a fun movie. And they try to do, and they have a good formula that works. But I kind of feel like DC is doing is they're trying to do a little bit of that. But I think what they're also trying to do is kind of capture some of the Nolan Batman movie magic, where they want to keep it still serious and like a little bit gritty. but they also want, especially Justice League, you could definitely tell they were trying to put a little more humor and a little more lightheartedness so that it was still fun.
Thank you, Joss
Do you
Whedon.
think they were forced to do that? Do you think they were forced to do that? Because that's what a lot of people complained about that. It was like, oh, Batman vs Superman, so not fun. It's like it's very serious and dark. So I feel like people complained about that, and that's why they kind of like amped up the thing. Like even with Suicide Squad, I remember people saying like how the way the movie was originally like cut is not like it's not as funny and like fun as the trailers were, and then he ended up having the people who edited the trailers edit the actual movie and change it.
I mean, I don't. Part of that, I feel like is just DC doesn't know what they want to do with it. They don't have like a true identity for their movies yet.
I feel like Justice League
I think they do.
I will.
I think they do, but like they get like sidetracked so easily with like I don't know. It's like if they just stick to their path. I feel like they had complaints. People had complaints about like Man of Steel. Then they had all the complaints about Batman versus Superman, and then they just tried so hard to pivot to kind of satisfy everybody, as opposed to saying these are kind of the issues people have, and we're kind of fixing them, or we're not fixing them, but we're kind of like, okay, we hear what you're saying. We'll kind of fine tune it. I feel like maybe that's what I feel like the Marvel. If you took a Marvel movie like nowish and compared it to like the original, like Iron Man on stuff, I feel like you could probably see there's been some stuff like tweaked.
Yeah, look at the first Thor and Thor Ragnarok. They were not even close to the same.
Captain America 1 and Winter Soldier. Yeah,
like Thor. The first movie is like, I don't think that's on anyone's top 10 or even top 15 probably Marvel movies, but Ragnarok might be. I don't know.
I'll be honest with you, there's only one Marvel movie that will make my top 10. And like I'm maybe two.
And for like superhero movies overall, or are you talking about just like in general movies?
Maybe two in my top. If it was superhero, maybe two. Cause I don't like. I'm gonna be. I'm not doing it to be like a troll, but like I can only think of like maybe two.
But what is filling?
One for Destiny.
What's
the other 8?
Up the other 8, yeah. Like all the like
the cartoon movie too. If you count the Batman movie, that's 6. That is literally like 5. That's 5 right there.
Okay, so what if we
all just
the current universes, like the MCU and the DCEU? How many of those would be let's just say, how many of those would be DCEU movies for you for top 10?
I would say Man of Steel, Batman vs Superman, Wonder Woman. I'll put Justice League would probably be in the hot, like the 7, 8, 9, or 10 range.
So the only one not is Suicide Squad?
I don't go back. I don't go back to it. I like it. It's a good movie. I don't know. I'd have to watch it again.
Yeah.
And then like
we need to do this one time. We need to rank all of them and then average them and like actually have like a definitive SPR superhero ranking.
Because I was like my list, like when I think of like the movies I really like, I was thinking the movies that I could watch again.
Yeah,
I've watched those movies again, but with the Marvel movies, I don't ever think to go see maybe Iron Man 1. That would be it. And like I don't go back to Captain America 1, Thor, anything else. Maybe Avengers. I barely even go back to Avengers.
Winter Soldier.
That's the movie. That's what I was gonna say. That's the only Marvel movie I really can like watch over and over. Because it does the Dark Knight. It has the Dark Knight feel to me.
Yeah.
So you like the more serious tones.
So basically it's a preference thing for what your superhero movie, because it's like I was saying, like DC is definitely a lot more grounded and serious, whereas even though the superheroes are kind of a little bit more godlike, I would say. But like Marvel, see, the thing is like if you had the Justice League versus Thanos, I feel like it wouldn't even really be like that big of a deal. I feel like Superman would just whoop his ass and it wouldn't really be a big deal. But like with Marvel, you feel like, oh, they actually might have some issues here. I don't know. It's just a weird, different dynamic they both have.
Which is funny because that Infinity War looks like a serious movie.
Right,
but Infinity War looks like a serious movie.
Yeah.
But see, here's the thing. Age of Ultron, they made Age of Ultron look very serious. Like I remember the first trailer, it made that movie look like dead serious. But then once you actually get into the movie, Ultron is like,
But I think that's something that Marvel does well. Is Marvel can make the serious part serious, but then they drop the comedy bombs, throughout the movie to keep it kind of lighthearted.
I don't think that. I don't know. I don't think Ultron was that like
Yeah.
So Ultron, Ultron wasn't serious.
I'm not talking about Ultron, but I'm not saying like Ultron himself. I'm talking about in general the whole movie. I don't see it as being that like.
Oh yeah, no, the whole movie wasn't serious. No, it wasn't.
It did have serious moments.
That's what I'm saying. They had serious moments. Within the movie that they kept serious, and then there were the funny bombs like everywhere.
This could be a combo for another episode, but I feel like in general, Marvel's villains, and I mean it's DC's too for that matter, but they don't. I just don't feel like they do a good enough job of making them seem like they're actual legitimate threats. Because like Ultron was almost too funny for you to take him serious at all.
Yeah, I don't.
I did not actually really like Ultron. I'd have to watch it again to see, but from what I remember, that movie, I was like, I left and I was like, oh man, I guess that was.
But I
think it didn't seem like a big deal.
I think Marvel has been doing that on purpose because they want Thanos to seem like he's going to be the one that's like super. He's the big bad. Like that's what they've been working towards. So what's going to happen is in the Infinity War, they're going to get destroyed by Thanos most likely. Like they're just going to get beat.
People dying.
That kind of shortchanges all your villains. Then that kind of shortchanges all the villains before then. So then let's say after Thanos, after we're done with Thanos, are they going to make the villains in the next phases more deadly, more tougher? Or are they going to how they to the new the next rebooted?
Well, I feel like it's going to shorthand the villains anyway.
I mean, I feel like they've already kind of mentioned this themselves in that they prefer to highlight the hero as much as possible. Like they've kind of admitted that the villains aren't as important.
I think they are, because I mean, like when you look at the TV show, like the Netflix ones.
Yeah, okay, but that's different.
Of like Daredevil, like
they have so much more time to develop those characters.
Yeah,
but you can still like in the movie, you can still make the villain, the Joker. I mean, if you take, I'm not just doing the Batman. If you take the Joker from Dark Knight, I mean, he's a threat. Like he's a credible threat.
But he's also given like almost equal screen time.
Yeah, that's part of the problem.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm saying I agree that it works. I'm just saying that Marvel doesn't want to do that. Like they've admitted that they want the focus to be on the heroes. That's what they want people to enjoy is the heroes, not the villains.
Right.
So Thanos won't get that much. So like what? So
well, this is supposed to be
like say, is he going to be the exception?
Like that's what I've heard actually, because I'm pretty sure I've read that like Thanos is supposed to be the main character.
Yeah, I think the Infinity War and Infinity War 2 is going to be
like
minimum 50-50 villain hero.
Yeah, like I can't remember where this was described, but it came from someone from Marvel, and they were like, it's a heist film starring Thanos or something like that.
Yep, I read that too.
Yeah, so
which is fine.
Yeah,
that's what made Winter Soldier good, was that it was a political thriller. Starring Captain America.
Yeah, I mean, like
Thor Ragnarok was a comedy.
Yeah, you've seen them like develop characters when they had more time. Because look at Loki, like
he's probably one of the best.
He's had plenty of time to like develop.
Although I hope Loki turns out not to be a villain personally, but
Also look at
he's always
I mean, this might be a clue as to how they're changing. Look at Vulture in Spider-Man. Like he's given the very first scene of the movie, and I mean, he's definitely a much more of a threat.
That's the thing. I feel like last time they just defeat the enemy and then it's like done.
Yeah,
like sometimes because like in the comics, just from what I've read, like literally it's like a villain will like, oh, they got defeated and they're gone and now they're back again. Like
like also later. Yeah, I also feel like part of that is Michael Keaton is just awesome because like that whole scene in the car where he's not even wearing a suit or anything, and he's like.
That scared me. Like I didn't want to take anybody else to prom. Like that scared me. I was like,
I wasn't trying to go no dates.
It's like this is the worst homecoming ever.
Right.
God, damn.
Like, yeah,
So I'm just trying to sex your daughter. Jesus Christ! I ain't trying to do that. Come on. Don't put your vulture costume on. Come on now.
Sir, just put the gun away, please.
So I don't know. And then,
But-
yeah,
so- I get what you're saying, but I get what you're saying about the villain stuff. But I don't.
so yeah, so it's basically just like they're not. It's not that they can't give the villains more time. It's that they don't want to because they want all the focus to be on the heroes.
And that technically Justice League does,
huh?
Kinda. Does Justice League kind of do it? Because Steve Steppenwolf, he is not like when I say like when I think he's just kind of like.
Steppenwolf.
Isn't that like one of the biggest complaints about it? Is that it's almost too much like a Marvel movie?
I didn't hear that. But if you say that's what they say, yeah, then okay.
But I mean,
but then it's funny that people don't like it. People hate on it. Then
yeah. If you have a team up movie like Justice League, though, you're not going to be able to get all of your heroes and villain equal screen time.
Yeah.
Like that's just not
exactly.
It's
not going to happen.
Especially when they've only introduced three of the 6 characters.
Movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's the thing too. Is like that's one of the things I liked about Justice League is instead of them doing an origin movie for Cyborg and Flash and Aquaman, they're just like, all right, well, just like the first half of Justice League is kind of like the origin of the Justice League and their origin as well, and then we'll just continue so we don't have to waste 6 hours of movie total time if you did 3 movies and they're all 2 hours each. It's like you don't need to know. You just like you don't need a whole movie to say like this is who Cyborg is, because let's be honest, not a lot of people are like really super interested in Cyborg. I feel like until Justice League probably. So it's like
I'm still not interested in that.
So, okay, so here's the thing though. Like you say that you're not interested in Cyborg, but like if you think about it, like was anybody really all that interested in like I mean, Avengers themselves, like as a team, was considered a B group, like early before the movie started, like. But nobody loves them now. Like, so I mean, what if they made a movie, then all of a sudden you care about Cyborg, like,
right? Well, that's what I'm saying is like now that they introduced them in Justice League, and now when they do like an Aquaman movie, I actually would rather go see an Aquaman. Like everyone, the joke has always been for like just Aquaman as a character. It's like, oh, he can talk to fish, like. But now seeing Aquaman in Justice League, I'm like, oh, he's fucking badass and he's pretty cool.
Like I want to talk to fish now.
Now I'm like, oh, when Aquaman comes out, like, oh, I'm definitely going to see that. Like, not that I wasn't going to anyways, but
God, you guys.
Yeah.
I just think I like the way that they did it. Instead of having just everyone having an origin movie and then get to the team up, I like that they kind of like skip some of that and was like team up, and then we'll just give them separate stories after the fact.
I don't know. I think it's.
But yeah, I'm okay. Honestly,
I lost my train of thought so hard right there.
I fuck.
I'm not like Brandon's right. Like I think they both work. I don't know. It's weird. I think they both work in their own ways. Like, Marvel just works a little better. And then
I also think DC.
I kind of wish. Honestly, out of all of the people we didn't get to see a solo beforehand, I wish we had seen a Flash one first.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Yeah,
Like I feel like he needed a little more building up.
I feel like they took the TV show a little for granted for people to know kind of the backstory, so that you didn't have to have that film.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's kind of why they did that, but. I think
they fucked up with just having TV shows in general, because it does fuck the movies.
Because the TV shows are good. I mean,
they're what the Marvel they're
also they might have Doomsday Clock in the movies, because Barry's dad was Dr. Manhattan.
Brandon, shut up. Go. You're there.
I mean, they have all these plans, but like the fact that the Flash movie is Flashpoint, I'm like, are they just trying to like get to like those stories? And are they gonna do like a Watchmen too? Kind of. Well, it would actually be Doomsday Clock, but like, are they gonna try and get there and do like a Dark Knight's Metal movie? Like down, obviously nowhere near probably 20 years from now, but still. At this rate.
That'd be easy for them because then they could just get a bunch of different Batman and they wouldn't have to worry about getting one.
Right. Well, that's what I'm wondering. It's like in Flashpoint, that's what's going to happen. Is like Ben Affleck Batman dies, and the Batman from Earth 2 is now all of a sudden the Batman of Earth Prime. It's like, okay.
See, that's what DC's fucking up though, because if that's the case, then they're waiting for Ben Affleck to make a decision on Batman to then write Flashpoint.
Right.
As opposed to them just making a decision. Hey, you either in or you're out.
Yeah, I think,
or just this is what Flashpoint's going to be, is going to be this storyline about this, and this, and that's what they can't do. They just have no direction.
Yeah,
they have no idea what they're doing.
And then also, like, even though I actually like Ben Affleck as Batman, I feel like this is where like the mistaken casting him is occurred. Is like, and we've seen this from Batman vs Superman. It's like, I don't think Ben Affleck cares about like the big paycheck. Like, considering his more recent track record before becoming Batman, like he cares more about the critical acclaim, and he's definitely not getting that with these movies.
No, everyone shits on these movies.
Yeah,
he went from
I think a meme of his face because of it.
Yeah. I think it hurts him more because I think he cause since he's friends with like Kevin Smith, I think he like genuinely like loves Bat. Like I think he genuinely likes that kind of stuff too, like the Bat, like being a superhero and all that stuff.
Yeah. Well, and also didn't he say he does it for his kid too? He does it for his son.
Yeah. Like, what was weird is, if I remember correctly, like it was earlier this year. If I remember, like all the rumors started that he was going to leave the role of Batman, and then like it was at Comic-Con or something. He's like, why would I ever leave? Like, I'm Batman. Like, that's the coolest role you could ever have. And then, like, all of a sudden, now the rumors are back. So it's like,
yeah,
okay. Like, either behind the scenes, he knows, like, shit is just all over the place. This is not working, or I don't know. Something's up. Well, the thing is, like, you think about, if you look at the parallels, like, I feel like at this point, with this many movies, when Marvel was starting their universe first, this is kind of like when they started, like, all right, so we have movies, and here's the launch dates, and here's, like, the next 5, and they're all, we're doing like 2 or 3 a year, and here they are. Like right now, it's like we have Aquaman next December, and it's like, wait, why that long to the next film? Like over a year? It's like, I don't know. I just feel like that's a really long time. I mean, maybe there's something that I don't know. I just don't know how they could also be like, hey, we got this movie. It's actually coming out in May. It's like it just come out of nowhere. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, I think
lack of direction.
Yeah, actually, I think to your point, I feel like one of their problems is they don't have a Kevin Feige. Like, I guess Jeff Johns is kind of that now, maybe.
Yeah, but
not really.
He can't. He's a comic. Like, he's not a movie person.
Well,
he's like a movie.
Wait, didn't
he's
you?
Like a movie guy, right?
Huh?
Kevin Feige. He's like what is he? What is he? He's like a producer. What is he prior to all the Marvel stuff? He's just a producer. What is he? A movie producer? What does he do?
Yeah, so he was just like some type of executive.
He's in the movie. He's like. Okay.
So I typed in Google, where did Kevin Feige come from? And the first thing that came up was American.
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 Yeah, he's an American film producer. And now he's president of Marvel Studios.
Yeah, I think that's the difference. Jeff Johns is a comic book writer who's now getting into entertainment, as opposed to Kevin, who's like, he is in movies, so he kind of knows how to. He knows kind of.
Yeah.
And it's like,
I would say like DC right now, with like he's more focused on like he's writing Doomsday Clock, so like or it's probably already mostly written, I'd imagine. But
he doesn't care about Justice League.
But I'm saying like he's almost doing like 2 things. Like Doomsday Clock is probably like one of the biggest events of their comic thing right now. So it's like you can't do both and make them both consistently work.
He's kind of in the role, and I'm pretty sure his name's Louis Despacito for Marvel, where he's an executive producer on all of the movies, but he also does a lot of the comic stuff. The main guy, he's just like a creative director for everything, but they have the Feige to do all the movie stuff.
Isn't it
the Feige
Feige or something?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I feel like the one
you pronounce it.
Yeah, that guy. You know what we're talking about.
I feel like they should almost like, instead of having like direct, they should just hire Snyder to oversee everything. Like,
yeah.
Because I mean,
I think his vision and stuff is good. I think what he's done is good.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't mind it.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Let me ask you. Let me ask you another question. Let me go on a tangent here. We're staying on topic, but it's a tangent. Do you think Snyder gets like unwanted hate for some reason? I feel like people don't like him unnecessarily. Like they make it seem like his movies are shitty. But
Yeah,
I think
I
it's
the
because
one movie I don't really care for is Sucker Punch. Like it's not bad. I just don't.
well,
all of
All
his
his other movies are not bad.
Go ahead.
even Watchmen, I feel like a lot of people did not like that. I just watched that recently, and I was like, I thought this was good. Like, I don't know why
Wait,
anyone.
Zack Snyder did Watchmen?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did Watchmen.
Yeah.
I feel like all of his
I
300.
liked Watchmen.
like
Yeah, he did
dreary
300.
almost.
I just,
Yeah.
I guess I don't pay attention enough to who the directors and the producers are and stuff.
You remember the movie Stephen Dawn of the Dead, the one where they're in the mall? Do you remember that at all? I think
Yep.
Bing Rames was in it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
Zack
yeah,
Snyder
yeah.
too.
The zombie
He did that
baby.
movie too.
Oh,
Yeah.
so he does a lot of good stuff. I'm fine with Zack Snyder. I like all his stuff.
Yeah, it's like all of a sudden people just like hate. It's like they just hate him. I don't know why. It's baffling
I think
to me.
honestly, I feel like a lot of it has to do with how he with Man of Steel, and like I feel like a lot of people don't like how he characterized or like the personality that he created for Superman in that movie.
Oh, you guys forgot the best Zack Snyder movie of all time.
What's that?
Just
Legend of the Guardians, the Owls of Ga'Hoole.
Ga'Hoole.
Oh man, good God!
Yeah, I hate him now. Yeah, now I hate him.
Yeah, now I hate him. Oh shit. We got a live text.
I was gonna say we have a viewer.
Yeah, we have a live text from Josh. Josh said they hate him because they ain't him, Tony.
At first I was like, they hate him because he ain't Tony. What?
All right. So just a quick. Here's the upcoming movies that have dates for DC. So December 21st of next year is Aquaman. Then the following April is Shazam. Then June 14th is it's unknown. There's a movie planned, but there's nothing. It's unknown. No one knows what's there.
Is that for 2019?
Blacktop.
Yeah, June 14th, 2019. There is a movie with a date, but we don't know what the movie is. Some are assuming it's Justice League 2, but I don't know. I don't know. But anyways, then Flashpoint is announced but doesn't have a date. Wonder Woman 2 is November 1st, 2019. And then February 14th, 2020 is an Untitled DC film again. So they have a date, but not a film. They probably do, but they just haven't announced it yet. But then they still have Suicide Squad 2 announced, Nightwing, Gotham City Sirens, Green Lantern Corps. April 3rd, 2020, they have Cyborg. And then June 5th, 2020 is another unknown movie. And then actually the Green Lantern Corps is actually July 24th, 2020. So they have movies announced. And then there's a background movie too, supposedly.
Yeah.
See,
Well,
I'm
Black
fine
Adam.
with all that.
And then there's rumors that there's a Deathstroke. And then there's also that Joker movie, that origin movie.
With Leo.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And
See,
then
I'm kind of fine.
Dark movie as well. Like there's a ton of things they've announced. And then it's just, I don't know. They need to like get a schedule and be like, here's what we're aiming for, at least aiming for. So at least people can kind of get excited.
What they did was they took all these ideas and they threw them all on a wall and then just left them there. And they're like, that's our movie ideas. Like, that's the timeline. And people are like, that's not a line.
Yeah.
Right. So then they're like, we can pick this off here and we can pick this off here. Like, I feel like that's all they did.
I mean, I think all
Tony,
of
you
those
were
are
gonna
cool
say
ideas,
something.
but like, I think all those are great ideas. But like, what they kind of need to do is probably the Marvel thing of like saying, not have everything kind of connect to one end, but like say, hey, we're gonna let you guys, we're gonna give these guys, we're gonna give Josh Whedon Batgirl, we give this guy this, but they have kind of like, I think like they did this with Rebirth, where like they brought everybody in saying, hey, you can write your own story, but we want you to come like at some point, this is where we want to end up at. So you guys can do whatever you want as long as you get them there. I think that would work. Like each movie could be different, but
that's exactly what Marvel did with James Gunn and Guardians of the Galaxy. What you want with Guardians of the Galaxy, but it has to tie into the main storyline. Like that's all we ask, and then you can do what you want.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they need to do. Like Wonder Woman kind of does that in a sense. Like it's its own thing, but
they did a great job.
Yeah,
they did a great job with Wonder Woman. Like they did a great job of tying Wonder Woman in to the main story of DCEU, but gave her own story. Like I know it was an origin story type thing, but they still did a good job at that, and that's what they need to do with the rest of them. But I don't think that's what they're going to do.
Yeah. See, like I'm kind of with Tony. I don't think they need to do what Marvel did, where it's like it all leads to Thanos. Or in this case, I guess it all leads to Darkseid. I would assume, or something. You know, I don't really know because we don't really, Darkseid's not even like a thing. Really, I mean, he's mentioned. That's about it.
Yeah.
But I would be fine if they just kind of like, almost like comics. Like, okay, so like every once in a while, maybe this character shows up here. Like, oh, now all of a sudden, these two characters are teaming up, or like. Stuff like that, like, and then like I guess at some point you'd have for like Justice League 2. Maybe it's like, oh, now they're facing Lex Luthor and Black Manta, and like there's a the Legion or Injustice League or whatever they call themselves. But I don't know. I don't. You just see like the list of stuff that they announced, and I just don't know where how that all shakes out and makes sense. Like,
I think they get more interference. I'm sorry, I think they get like more interference from like Warner Brothers. Well, from executives or whatever, because we always hear the stories of like Batman vs Superman. They edited stuff. They had Snyder take stuff out. With Suicide Squad, they had them re-edit the movie. In Justice League, they had Joss Whedon. Well, I mean, since Zack Snyder left a little bit, they had Joss Whedon come in and try to change things. When I don't ever hear anything with the Marvel movies, minus like the Ant-Man thing with Edgar Wright leaving. I don't ever hear of anything like we need to change this.
Do you know why? Because Disney owns Marvel, so Disney should just buy just DC, and then it'll be fine.
Avengers versus stuff,
right?
Yeah.
Christ, no.
Yeah.
See,
we wouldn't have to buy one of them.
DC's different. I feel like it's the yin and yang kind of thing. Like they give you different things. I wouldn't want. I mean, I know this is not even like a possibility really right now, but I wouldn't want DC to be bought by Disney, because then it'd be like, oh, now this DC movies are probably going to be more like Marvel movies. And I feel like Marvel movies and DC movies are both good. They're just different.
And
with you, I am hopeful for DC that they can keep on that track of the way that they're going with the darker, more, I don't want to say realistic movies, but
gritty.
I don't think it's going to happen. Yeah. I mean,
it's almost
they should just kept Christian Bale and just added on to that, and just fucking brought in all the characters to that.
They're like, man, that Dark Knight was so successful. Make everything like it. Everything.
But instead, they're like, man, that Dark Knight's so successful. Let's fucking change everything. Completely different.
And it's funny, Christopher Nolan still like is an executive producer on all these movies. I think he was in the credits for Justice League. He's executive producer.
Yeah, he's a producer of all these. Yep.
It's probably just by name at this point.
Yeah.
Terrible.
I think he's like an advisor, basically. He's probably just like, whatever, just write my check.
Like, is that even more? No. All right. Well,
I'm gonna go Dunkirk now. See you guys.
Pay me now.
Right.
But yeah, basically, fun movies, good movies.
I was gonna say, we were talking about good movies being fun and fun movies being good, and then we got into DC, and
we all just had to.
Anyway,
we basically just all ranted on DC in a way.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, let's
They
get
just need to put whoever does TV shows. Put them on
We
the
are
movie.
only so critical because we wanted to succeed.
Guggenheim?
We want to see more movies.
We do want to see more movies.
Technically, there is 2 DC movies next year. I just left one out because one is the Teen Titans Go movie. So I just left that out. That's in July.
Also,
that's
another big issue though is Justice League might actually lose money for the company.
Yeah,
that's
it might lose $100 million.
Like, huh? That's an
Whose
actual
fault is that?
possibility.
Warner fucking Brothers.
I'm not saying it's gonna halt or stop their plans, but like if there's another like shitty movie that doesn't make them money, like it's a possibility they like start all from scratch all over again.
Yeah,
because like I said, there's a very real possibility that Justice League might actually lose them money.
Well, it might from DVDs and Blu-rays and all that stuff. It might make them money back. I swear to God, if they fuck up a Batman, that is going to be the nail. If they fuck up a Batman movie, we've been through those years.
Wait, what Batman movie? Because apparently there still isn't a Batman movie. So,
well, actually, I would argue that Batman vs Superman is a Batman movie.
Yeah,
that was the Batman origin film.
I'd argue that Batman vs Superman was a Martha movie.
True.
Martha. All right. Let's get into recommendations. I already recommended the Infinity War trailer. Brandon, what's your recommendation for this week?
My recommendation is The Punisher.
No spoilers.
The newest addition to Marvel's Netflix series, I guess. And it's very good. It takes a lot of the like brutality from Daredevil, but it's much more similar in that it's kind of it's more grounded, I guess, more realistic in terms of plot. You know, like I mean, I don't want to spoil anything, but like, I mean, the villains and everything are just they're real people. You know, and it's like I said, the brutality is what comes through from Daredevil the most. It's, I mean, what you would kind of expect that for Punisher.
This is what the Punisher does. Justice.
You know,
Punishes.
this not to interrupt, but you know what? Actually, I feel like if Disney bought DC, I know that's not even something on the table, but if they bought DC, if they did it like they do their Netflix shows, like if they had it like that, that would probably be really good. Actually,
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ, that'd be the greatest thing ever.
you know what I'm saying?
If there was a Batman show that was kind of like Daredevil, but Batman, like that would just
Because now I'm thinking about like I was like, oh, Disney would Disney-fy, but I'm like, well, maybe they wouldn't because like you look at like the the Hell's Kitchen universe, and it's like it's not really universe.
I
but like,
feel like that.
Man,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
like,
don't
I
know.
feel like if they went that way, that they could really like with like Gotham City,
Yeah.
they did like a whole thing. Oh man, hey Disney,
What
don't worry
Well, Fox fucked up
Wait,
because
we
Fox
talking
has
about
Gotham.
about DC.
well, they should just buy Warner Brothers, because then instead of at Disneyland, they can have the Harry Potter area, the DC area, the Marvel area, the Star Wars area. What else is Warner Brothers on?
And then they could have
Jesus
Mickey and
Christ.
Bud together.
Then they could take over the world.
Oh yeah, they have the Looney Tunes. They have Looney Tunes area too. Jesus, Christ. That could be a state. They just
It's by the state of Florida too.
Disney
I'm almost
area.
positive there would be like laws against them buying WB because then it'd be like a legit monopoly. Yeah.
Well, shit, they're
Yeah,
about to buy
Monopoly
Fox
Land.
in 21st Century.
Yeah.
You know, just
Well,
jeez.
I mean, I don't know. See how that works out.
Brandon the Punisher.
Huh?
It was good. Punisher's
Punisher.
good. You recommend
Yes,
it?
it was very good. I recommend it.
Watch it.
I can't think of anything without spoiling it. So,
All right. that'll
Is
work.
it where would you rank
God
it? amongst
damn.
all those Netflix shows.
so Daredevil is still probably my favorite.
Daredevil 1 or 2?
Both.
It's really hard actually. Like,
That's what she said.
Lord.
because like Kingpin is really good, and I really like how they kind of develops his character into the Kingpin.
He's in the second one, right?
Very briefly.
Yeah, he's in prison in the second one.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
but then like the Punisher and Elektra are very good characters as well in
Mhm.
season 2. So it's tough.
Yeah.
I
I
still
just
think Jessica Jones has the best villain.
Oh, by far.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I just
And
think
Iron Fist is the worst. So
yeah.
I have
I
yet to
haven't
finish
taken
that. I've never finished
I
Iron Fist.
actually kind of forgot about Iron Fist, but I was comparing all of them. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, yeah, he's in there too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Tony, don't worry. That's what Colleen Wing also said.
God damn. Shit.
Got him.
Did you do a Nazi? I was like, Steven, you should do an hell.
Under the
you-
table. Yeah.
Wait,
You don't-
Steven,
you
have
don't-
you watched any
Hell
of the
Hydra.
Punisher?
I watched the first 2 or 3 episodes of Punisher.
Does he go into somebody's house in any of those episodes?
Yes.
Let me get
Okay.
this up. Are you talking about what I keep talking about?
Yeah. And does he like
You see when,
shoot
like,
somebody in a leg while they're
What? Somebody in the leg?
shoot?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've seen it.
And the guy's like,
Like-
God damn, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Damn.
Yes. Yes.
Shit.
Yeah.
Yes. I have seen that. Yes.
Well, let me
Okay.
find that real quick.
All right. So while he's finding that, Justin, your recommendation.
My recommendation is So I just caught up on a bunch of comics over like the past 2 weeks, and
Over the past 6 months.
Yeah.
true. Well, the past 2 weeks, I literally was like, once I saw Doomsday Clock came out last week, which I'm recommending, really, really good. I would definitely recommend you read Watchmen though before, because especially the first issue definitely heavily leans on kind of like the fallout of that. So if you're gonna read Doomsday Clock, you probably could get away without reading it, but I would not suggest it. At least watch the movie, at least so you have kind of an idea what happened. Although the movie and the comic end a little differently. But anyways, but yeah. Anyways, so I was like, I'm gonna read everything DC Rebirth that I have subscriptions to. I'm gonna catch up on all of it. And finally, last night I read the last 3 issues of DC Metal or Dark Knight's Metal. So now I'm all caught up on DC. So anywho, so the 3 things that stuck out in my head was, well, Doomsday Clock was really good, and then the Batman storyline, The War of Jokes and Riddles, was really, 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 really good. I really like that a lot. Usually the one issue I usually have when I'm reading is I start getting like sleepy and I pass out. It was just so good that like I just stayed awake. I was like 2 a.m. I was still reading it, and I was like, whatever, don't care. With my cool light glasses from last episode.
Fucking nerd. Nerd alert.
Cool being not the correct word.
Oh, shit! God damn it!
Wait, what was that? Wait.
He was killed resisting arrest! Oh, shit! God damn it! Ah!
I forgot that.
Yeah.
That's
That's the main reason why you need to watch Punisher, right there.
But yeah, Wars, Jokes, and Riddles is basically the story of kind of like the Joker versus the Riddler. It's kind of like it's almost like kind of like a flashback story. It's really good though. That's basically all I'll say. I don't want to ruin anything. And then Dark Knight's Metal has been really, really good. I've read all. I basically have the tie everything, like all the one shots tie-ins. I've read all of it, and then at least up to what the new one doesn't come out till December, so it's not technically over yet. There's still I think 3 or 4.
3.
Well, there's Dark Knight. Well, there's Metal 4, 5, and 6, and then there's the Wild Hunt. So there's 4, I guess, or 5, 4. We'll go 4. Anyway, so there's 4. There's no more tie-ins or anything like that other than the Dark Knight's Wild Hunt. But anyways, read all that. That is really, 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 really good. They kind of lean on like metal, as in like metal music sometimes. Like they kind of make like references to things like they just like say things and they're almost kind of cheesy, but it's like cool because that's kind of the whole point. Like, but I really, really like it and I really enjoyed it.
So just to sum that up, Justin's recommending Doomsday Clock, The War on Jokes and Riddles, and Dark Knight's Metal because you went
DC Comics.
You went all over the place.
Yeah, DC. Yeah, DC's. I gotta be honest. Like just in general, DC's Rebirth, they are really kicking some ass. I haven't really gotten to the Marvel like Legacy, post Legacy comics yet because that's the next thing I'm focusing on. But I don't know if it's improved or it wasn't actually bad before really, but from what I did read, but DC definitely in the comics front are killing it.
Killing it, Tony.
Tom King specifically, as far as a writer, killing it.
Speaking of DC Comics, Tony.
So, I'm gonna recommend a specific book from Metal. It's called The Batman Who Laughs. It's not well. I guess I can spoil it. Well, I'm not gonna. Well, I'm gonna try to talk about without spoiling it that much. It's about the main evil Batman, the Batman Who Laughs, who is basically a Batman who's who's infected with the Joker. It's kind of like he's turning into the Joker. It's a very good book. It is. I read that as soon as I got it. It is a rough book to read because. Have you read it, Steven? Steven, have you read it? Steven?
What?
Okay.
What?
Have you read it?
I have not read it.
Have you read it?
No.
Okay.
I mean, read it, but I haven't read it.
And it's a very good book. It's very graphic. And when you see like that Batman's origin story, you're like, Jesus, God damn.
A guy that got shot.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yes. I thought he read it. I thought he read that issue.
So we had a text in from Josh. Josh said that this is how DC Dark Knight's Metal will end.
Jesus Christ.
Probably true.
A big metal concert.
Yep, with
Batman,
with
Nightwing,
Nightwing
Red Hood.
and Red Hood. Yep. I mean, just rock it
Yeah.
out. Thank you, Josh, for that.
But anyway, it's very dark, very gruesome, very intense. Highly recommend.
Yeah, it's basically almost like a horror comic. Like after I read, I was like, "Golly!" Like I need to go do something else.
I need to go read a Marvel comic.
Yeah, I gotta go read Gwenpool or something just to do the opposite end of the spectrum.
Oh,
Jeez
all right.
Louise.
That's our recommendations. Brandon, your musical recommendation of the week.
My musical recommendation this week is
Is it Yanni?
Is it what?
Is it Yanni or is it Kenny G?
Yeah.
Kenya.
Got me.
Sail away, sail away.
That's Enya.
It's
Josh, Enya. That's my recommendation. Go back and listen to Enya.
Oh, we know what the
Jesus
song.
Christ.
The end of the
Like-
song is.
Light some candles and just take a nice bubble bath and listen to Enya. That is definitely going to be the. I'll find the name of it for you. Yeah,
So Alex Leahy.
Yes, Alex. I guess that's how you pronounce it, Alex Leahy or Leahy.
Leahy.
She's
Does it say
a
man or
she's
she?
Australian.
She.
She is, yeah, it's a she. She is an Australian singer songwriter. And most of her music is like indie rock. Like, she doesn't have too much out yet because I think she actually just started. She really like debuted last year. But it's
10 songs from an album this year.
yeah. And then it's a lot of her music is really fun. Like it's it's something that you like want to sing along or whatever, and or just like kind of dance along to. It's a lot of fun.
Is it good though?
No, God damn it.
Is it just fun or is it good as well?
It's fun, but it's not good. No, I was kidding.
Actually, I enjoy it though.
And then so the song I suggest giving a try, get kind of settle into her music is "Every Day's the Weekend" is the name of the song. It's actually the first song on her album. I Love You Like a Brother. Tony gets that a lot.
Damn! You got real dark in here. That shade, boy. Good God.
You really want to do that? You really want to do that right now, Brandon? You really want to do that? God,
I'm sorry.
damn it.
All right.
Good God.
You
Oh my
see,
goodness.
you see, you apologize. You see, you apologize. True sorry.
It's too late to apologize.
It's too late to order fries.
I gave him fries today, so was checking fries too. Everything's okay,
Alex
right?
Leahy.
Wait till we get on this goddamn podcast.
Good God. All right. I think we ranted earlier enough on DC, so I don't think we should hold off on a rant.
All right. I'm just gonna be angry for the
Was
rest
it
of the
quick? Was yours quick?
Was it a
It's
quick
very
rant?
quick. Yeah, some little bastard
All right.
on Injustice pissed me off. I get tired of little kids doing like a little teabag thing. Some kid beat me. Some kid beat me fair and square. When I get beaten in Injustice, I'm like, good, you beat me, fair enough, we're done. Keep moving on. This motherfucker had me. I had a little bit of health left. He gonna hit me with the, they do like the little teabag thing. I'm like, you ain't even got to do all that, son. You ain't even got to do all that. I'm done. Fuck you.
How do you know it was a little kid?
It's always a little kid. What's like?
It's always a little
What
fucker.
adult teabag now? Yeah. What adult does any of you teabag and don't? I swear to God, any of you teabag in Destiny? Justin, God, damn, you're a father,
Only
for
if
Christ's sake.
someone does it to me first.
So here's the thing: I won't teabag enemies. I only teabag Brandon and Justin when
That's
they
what I was
die.
gonna say too. Like, I don't teabag the people I kill. I see one of like, oh, Gal died. Teabag. See you later. Or
Yeah,
if we're
like-
doing like a private match or something.
Yeah, or like, well, you've done it in like regular matches too, because like I remember like I think it was one time like I can't remember if it was I can't remember which one of you it was, but like I died to somebody, and like instead of shooting at the other guy, you like come over to me and teabag me,
I was probably super drunk if I.
and then you get killed, and then you get killed by the other guy.
Yeah.
I didn't even shoot. I just like teabag. Like, she's like probably like what?
Yeah, that's how we do.
All right.
That is how we do.
No, see the cool thing about Destiny is we don't have to technically teabag. We can just like we have little emotes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
We also don't lose.
Yeah,
I've seen Brandon lose a couple of times.
True.
a couple of times.
And
Out of
you know
a large.
you know what it sounds. You know what it sounds like when I hear him lose.
Oh Jesus Christ!
God damn it!
God.
Oh wait, breaking. Josh recommends Crisis on Earth X.
Did
He says good
I
to
didn't
see
see that.
crossover.
I actually watched the
Yeah.
first episode, the Supergirl episode, and it's actually really good. Like I wish they could just cross over every fucking week because it's so good. But it was a really good first episode for Crisis on Earth X.
Mhm.
So, but
Brandon probably does sound like that. God,
oh, I definitely sound like that.
Yeah, you.
I get
Galv
it.
does. He's kind of like me. Galv gets like super pissed off for about like 10, 15 seconds, and then he's like totally fine. Like it's like, oh,
Yeah.
that didn't even happen. Move
Son
on.
of a bitch! God damn!
just got shot in the leg real quick.
Bullshit. All right. So anyway, it says I was talking to you guys about. I was just.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Let's get this over with.
I
Let's
think
put
that'll
out,
do it.
this started terrible. Let's put it out of its misery. Hey guys,
Episode 20
this is the end.
Episode 28. And our thank you for listening, like and subscribe on YouTube and not on podcast because Justin doesn't fucking do the audio version anymore. So just on YouTube.
I got 2 days off. Maybe I'll do it.
And we're gonna outro with a musical number by Enya called "Only Time." So this is where our outro. That's not the song.
That's not the song.
That's the Sail Away song. That's the Sail Away song.
Oh.
Yep.
Fuck you guys. I like that song.
Brandon beats off to the song.
God damn it.
In the back.
Majestically.
And he says,
It's a beautiful moment, damn it.
All right.
Hey,
Have a
we're gonna like
I got candles lit and
copyright strike.
everything.
good God. All right. Later. Bye.
See ya.
Brandon beating off to Enya.